of game day number 3 today. We have Game of Drones, who are the blue team today, and the orange team, who is King Barney's Beloved Bastards. Yes, I know is a very strange name for a team, but so far they have been a very strange team, to say the least. So, realistically, in this game, both of these teams have to win. That's just kind of how it is. Game of Drones has to win so that way they can tie back up with Mozzie Osborne to get those 3 points to tie them back up with 10 points. Excuse me. And Barney has to win so that way they're no longer in fifth place. So who are we feeling might win this one today? Two hands.
I say Bernard's away, but Game of Drones again have been so strong. So that would be where my money was if I was a betting man, which
Yep.
I'm not.
I mean, like, so far the only team that you've been able to bet on was because we saw their performance in the very beginning. Today was Santa Loves Orange More. That was the only team, and it looks like Cafe gets taken out by Game of Drones so far. So we're not going to the wonderful land of Russia today, sadly. So, what map are you feeling you want to see for this one?
Again, I mean, similar to before, I really want to see some bank, but I
Yeah.
know that you're holding out for some Villa, so we shall see. It'd be not Clubhouse again would be good.
Yeah. And it looks like
I think we
Border
both agree
gets
on that.
taken out here by Barney. So far we haven't had any repeat maps today, which has been nice. Our first map today was Border. It looks like Bank gets taken out here. Our second map was Cafe. Our third was Clubhouse, our most recent game. So hopefully, just as long as it's not Clubhouse again, I will be fine. Because I do like it when there's a little bit of variety in the day and everybody picks different maps. And it looks like Coastline gets taken out here. So we just have Clubhouse, Consulate, and Villa as our last three. It looks like Clubhouse is gone, so regardless, we're going to get a different map today. It'll be either Consulate or Villa. So either one of those, I'm fine with. I'd love to see Villa, and ladies and gentlemen, it has been Villa. And I just want to say, in case you haven't noticed, the last 3 games, I have not had to change the map because whatever the map has landed on, that is the map that we do, and it has been sitting on Villa as our map for today. So there we go. Game number 4, the final day. We are going to Villa, and I just need to know when you are ready, Two Hands, who is attacking first.
I will let you know.
Just waiting for somebody to pay attention to their computer, I guess.
Purple attacking first.
Purple are attacking
Let's
first.
team him.
Alrighty. Ladies and gentlemen, game number 4, our final game today between King Barney's Beloved Bastards and Game of Drones on Villa. Let's see how everything goes. So far, we haven't had any ties today, and we've had 3 blowouts, to say the least. All today.
Extremely strong performances by Orange. We're seeing some really different play this week. I don't know if there's been a lot of strengthening in the week on practice runs, but we've certainly not come away from those closer games, and we've seen some real dominant performances by both the orange and green team, but especially the orange team, really underpinning the fact that they are huge contenders in this tournament now, with those wins today. So I mean, fair props to some real star performances in that orange team.
Oh, for sure. Real quick, just want to let you know, Game of Thrones banned Thatcher with their attack ban, and then Barney banned Jackal with their ban. And let's see what Barney goes for on the defense. Looks like it is Mira off the board. So sadly, there are all of the Spaniards no longer in this competition today. And let's see who Game of Thrones gets rid of on defense. And it looks like Clash has gone, potentially targeting Dutch with that, because we all know how Dutch likes to play his shields. But so far, we've only seen him potentially play. I think we've only seen him play Clash 2 rounds today. I haven't really seen him do much else with shields.
Definite target ban. He's Clash is
She's a bit of a nuisance.
a massive nuisance in the wrong hands.
Mm-hmm.
And Dutch fellow has got a reputation for being very good with Clash, and they banned Clash because of it. So we won't be hearing any Muppets, unfortunately, today.
We won't be hearing the angriest British woman to ever walk the earth. So it looks like our first defense will be up in Aviator Games, with Jaeger, Maestro, Legion, Bandit, Ella being swapped over to a Castle on defense, along with Twitch, Zofia, Sledge, Thermite, and Dokebi, or Dokebi, depending on how you would like to pronounce it, on attack. I would say this is kind of a typical site to pick. Definitely, right off the bat, a lot of people do like going for Aviator Games. And it is a very strong site. It's even a little easier to do when you have the Mira to have her set up there in Aviator, so that way you have an idea of what I'm talking about. Set up right here on this wall, and also put another Black Mirror here to watch all of the library here. So.
You can stop worrying about grenades now.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it really changes. It's hard to hold that. How do you stop the push into study
5 seconds left
without that mirror? They've got the Maestro, so they set the Maestro up in study to try and stop the Thermite opening up the study wall. I didn't see one go down, but perhaps I missed that.
I was about to say, I just want to hang out here on Ender real quick, and so that way you can see him running the Boss G before it gets its ACOG, which is in the next season update, and also running that very hard to use but great in close quarters SMG-12, also running the impacts there. And so far, it doesn't look like anybody's really downstairs here, except for Street on the Jaeger over here on these red stairs, just trying to hang out and see if he can catch anybody before they come up towards the library. It looks like Demon is out here, gonna go up onto the main balcony outside of study. Trying to see if we can find anything. And it looks like Dutch is already into the building over here towards statuary and trophy. And he seems to be about the only one, but it looks like Maddox might be able to find him. He hears the goo mine go off, but it also has to compete with somebody at the window. But he gets taken out from Dutch, which Dutch refrags and gets streaked. And that is the sledge gone and a pair of frag grenades gone, sadly. And it is now back to an even fight at a 4v4. Sadly, the Legion is gone early. You really need him to kind of hang out so that way he can get more of his traps down to be able to help out his team.
Yeah, it's nice early frags there, nice refrag. That's what you want. If you're going to lose a player, you want that player to be traded out, and they managed to take that back. So interesting. We're still seeing the effect of some of his early legions, but like you say, the legion's more effective the longer the round goes on.
We'll see if anything really gets done here. So far, none of the logic bombs have come out from the Dokebi, but it doesn't really look like they're going to be able to see much of anybody. And then finally we catch the Bandit and also the Castle and last of them. And it also looks like Demon gets knocked down here, so potentially that is the Jaeger of Street who is running back here to try and go up towards Statuary, potentially to try and get behind the other team. Ahmed coming around here to see if maybe he can try and help go up towards that main wall.
Take cover.
And apparently the Zofia didn't realize that there was an ADS, and there's 15 seconds. Nobody has really gotten into sight or anything. There goes the main castle barricade. Ice Cold Killer is trying to do something. Street takes out Demon. Magpie takes out Ahmed. Trapple takes out Copper. Magpie takes out Trapple. And it looks like Okepi is trying to get the plan here, but she gets taken out by Street. And round number 1 goes to Game of Drones.
Wow, what a flurry of kills at the end there. They left it late. It was swinging back and forth between the who was going to pick this up. But the defenders managed to hold out, and a big shout out to our fellow caster in Magpie, who's filling in the Game of Drones team due to a shortage of players. It's really key to this whole tournament. And it's getting it set up and organised, so it's great to see him getting out there and playing a game or two and getting some kills.
Definitely. And it looks like our next site will be Trophy and Statuary, with a Jaeger, Maestro, Bandit, Legion, and Castle coming out on defense, with an Ash, Zofia, Finka, Twitch, Maverick getting swapped over for a Blitz on attack here. And let's see if Ender can live a little bit longer than he did last time, than when he played Blitz. But I really feel Barney was very slow on their setup when it came to everything. It felt like they didn't really move that fast or really do much of anything. It felt like they just kind of stalled out potentially on that attack there, and that's kind of what led to Game of Drones really being able to win that round.
Bomb located by attackers.
It's so easy to do. It's so easy to be thinking about the roamers, trying to get in, get the areas secure. Suddenly you're down to 20 to 30 seconds, and I think that's the key to winning a lot of games. Is time management.
5 seconds left.
We're not always good at it, and
Attackers are heading out to
bastards,
defuse a bomb.
demons bastards as we call them, definitely weren't on that last round. Hopefully they'll learn from it. Hopefully they'll push a lot quicker today.
I just want to hop back over to the Finka here, who is being run by Dutch with the SAS G12 with a suppressor on Finka along with those 2 grenades. And it looks like one of those grenades is going to come up the main stairs there. And it's not going to really connect with anything, but potentially we've got a bit of a rush going. Already boosts one of his Finkas. There's a flash grenade, and Dutch is able to take down Copperhead or the Maestro, and then he gets refragged by Maddox, and then Ahmed is able to take down Ice Cold Killer. Ahmed also gets Magpie. Maddox takes down Ahmed. Street takes down Trapple. And it looks like Blitz is trying to take down Maddox, and he gets taken down here. And it already looks like it's a 2v1. Demon is able to take down Street, and there we go. Barney wins round number 2 on the rush. That was incredible. I don't think anybody was. It just happened. Incredibly quickly.
How did we not pick up on the
on the rush
combo?
Especially bringing the Ash and everything along with it. That was an incredible rush, and it paid off in the very end for him with getting that round. And I just want to show off real quick Barney down there with a very even spread of kills amongst their teams, so you can definitely tell that they're all trying to work together and help each other out, which is fantastic. And it looks like our site again will be Trophy and Statuary. We are bringing Jaeger, Maestro, Bandit, Legion, and Castle on defense. Capital, Buck, Sledge, Thermite, and we're switching from the Blitz over to the Monty now on attack. And, I mean, honestly, I feel like they could have done it again, but just come from the other side.
Yeah, it looks like they're switching out to it. They've tried to fake out the Blitz, brought in the Monty. So it may perhaps a little bit of a slower push this time.
Potentially.
It really gets in your head when somebody's rushed. I think
Defenders, protect your
the
bombs
previous
from being
round,
defused by
we were
attackers.
expecting it again. Bits in the picks there, but 6 picked out.
Reinforcing the wall!
Looks like they're going to go standard push through bedroom with the Monty to support that. That's defusing bomb.
Attackers have located a bomb.
ADS active in the sector.
I think it would be kind of interesting if they decided to bring the Monty and came up over from the main hallway here, or 90 sometimes as it's called, outside of Vault and Games Room, and try and sneak up over here into Statue, or Trophy, I'm sorry. I think that would be a very interesting way to try and push, especially with the Monty. But, you know, bedroom is also a very good shout. We'll just have to see what happens here. Looks like
The defenders really haven't got any operators that operate particularly well below.
Yeah, that is for sure. It looks like the only
Pulse
person.
or Valkyrie.
Yeah, it looks like the only person that they have below is Street, which looks like he gets droned out by Trapple there, so they know where he's at. It looks like he's going to potentially just move back on upstairs, try and make sure he doesn't get taken out too soon. And so far, it looks like Dutch is coming up from behind on red stairs and might be able to pick up on Street or even Magpie here, who's watching it. But so far, there's no intel that's letting them know that Dutch is out over here. And so far, it looks like Demon is the second one of their team to try and go inside, along with Ahmed. Mainly going to try and go for that wall, see if they're able to do anything. And it looks like Trapple's going to go from down below and try and help open the wall, potentially, for Thermite here. And it looks like he's going to do it on the floor. And sadly, it gets taken out. And he's only got one more exothermic charge. And it looks like Monty's going to move over here. Statuary. Dutch is able to take down Ice Cold Killer. Street coming right back and getting Dutch. So there we go. It is a 4v4 once again, and so far there's not really much else movement. Looks like they weren't really able to open up much of the wall, just open up the floor. And there's all the C4, or all the exothermic charges gone. And it looks like Trapple is coming up the red stairs. Decided he's going to dip back and not really pursue it. And so far, nobody's really coming at. Copperhead's just sitting here watching the Monty along with Magpie on the Legion. They're throwing an impact. He's going to see if maybe he can try and get the Thermite, but sadly the Thermite's able to get him first. So he's going to maybe try and get the Legion, and that is a 2 for right there on Ahmed, able to take down the Legion there. It looks like Bandit's going to try and do something, but he's not really able to do anything about it. Ahmed's going to run into a Legion mine and have to try and take that out. It looks like Trapple's going to try and come up around here and surprise Street, but maybe Street knows what's going on. Sadly, it looks too far away. He's not able to see it, and Trapple's able to take him down. It's a 1v4 now. And there we go. Ender's able to take down Maddox, and Barney is able to win round number 3.
Great attacking rounds. It's a makeshift team, and they've done very well. It's two non-standard purple team operators or players, sorry, that are playing in Magpie and Ice Cold Killer. But certainly, it's working out well for them so far.
So far, so good. It looks like we're going to move right back over to Aviator Games for our 4th defensive hold here, along with a Jaeger, Maestro, Legion, Bandit, and Smoke this time around on defense, along with a Twitch, Zofia, Ash, Thermite, and bringing back the Montana on attack. And it looks like the Smoke's going to get 6-pick off for the Castle. It feels like they've really been wanting to hold on and use Castle a whole lot more. He's a good operator, especially in the right hands and with the right strats. Just don't want to use him too much and happen to potentially lock out your own team from potentially a clutch situation. So we'll see what happens here.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
Looks like perhaps another similar attack round again. Doesn't look like a rush. It's coming. Looks like they're going for a fairly standard setup again.
I mean, I'd like to see a rush with Monty. You don't get it very often, but it would be interesting to see.
Certainly would.
bomb
It
located
looks like
by
we get one of
attackers.
those maestro cams down here in the main hallway, just trying to cover all of this 90 little corridor here.
10
Hopefully
seconds remaining.
all the way down to red stairs and then all the way down to the main corner.
5 seconds left.
And it looks like we're trying to figure out where we want to put our last one. Looks like we're going to put it into study, facing the main wall here. So, the attackers are on their way towards site, and we'll see what happens. Looks like we're going to go for a main study push with Monty. Not a horrible idea, and also a really solid one. Looks like Dutch is actually going to go down the stairs with Ash, and maybe try and surprise some people and come up from below and try and really confuse everybody.
The Maestro's got one of his cameras in study this time to try and put a little bit more
It looks
pressure
like
on the
Dutch
players
is
playing in study.
already over by kitchen now, and he's going to be coming up towards astronomy. And there's nobody over here to really do with it. Street's over here on red stairs, and Maddox is over here towards 90 trying to fight with this Zofia on the window, but it doesn't really look like anybody's lost any health or any damage is being done to each other. They're just doing a little pot shots, but then you have Ash trying to come around, but sadly there is a castle barricade blocking her off and preventing her from doing anything. And Maddox is able to take down Trapple there on the window, so that is the Zofia down, and I don't think that she was able to use any of her grenades or impacts that she had. And there goes Street downstairs trying to wrap around and see if maybe he can do something. So that leaves the Ash all by herself upstairs, potentially come up from behind and take out the other team. Looks like they're able to get part of the wall open, and Ahmed's able to take down Magpie, so now it's a 4v4 this time. And it looks like Castle is trying to see what's going on, see if maybe he can pick somebody off. And sadly, he's not able to get any shots on it, but somebody goes down, and he gets taken out. So it looks like Street Rider's able to take Ender T. Ahmed takes out Ice Cold Killer. Street then gets Demon, and it looks like Ahmed's going to try and get the Jaeger, but sadly the Jaeger gets him. So now it is down to a 3v1, and it is just the Ash all by herself. Has to try and go pick up that diffuser, but she has plenty of time and hopefully some drones to use as intel. Street over here sitting on diffuser, and Maestro and the Legion trying to see what they can do. Ash throwing in a charge over here, trying to see what she can do, and Dutch is able to take down Street, so now it's a 2v1. It is the full health Ash versus a full health Maestro and Legion, but sadly Ash walks through one of those Legion mines. Is going to have to take it out, and Legion now knows where she is. Flashbang comes in, doesn't get hit by it. It looks like Maestro is going to try and maybe get a shot through that iron door, but I don't think he's going to have much luck with that. Looks like Ash is going to try and come around here. Alicia knows that she's moving around, probably getting some intel, trying to see if maybe you can see her on the other side when she comes around to peek from the door, and there we go. Sadly, she doesn't able to get the shot off, but it looks like Game of Drones is going to get round number 4. And this has just been back and forth so far.
Really evenly matched. Nice. Perhaps we're going to see a bit of a longer game today than we've seen in previous rounds,
Potentially.
or previous matchups. Sorry. Dutch did very well. Got up early, stalled a little bit. The rest of his team fell away around him. Great flank by Street to pick up a couple of kills there. So Dutch was left with a little bit too much to do. But a great round.
And it looks like we're going to move over to Trophy and Statuary. We have Jaeger, Legion, Smoke, Bandit, Castle being swapped over for the other American on defense. Pulse, IQ, Zofia, Ash, Twitch, Monty being swapped over for a Blitz on attack. So potentially we might see another rush here.
Looks like they're setting up that way. They had some success with it before. So it looks like they're going for that again. Perhaps they've not set out fully for a rush here. They're not really fully
Attackers
committed
need
to
to
it.
locate and defuse
But
bombs.
let's see how it pans out.
Attackers have located a bomb.
I always love when I try and swap over to let everybody see what everybody's carrying on defense. And I move over to somebody who's reinforcing a wall. And then I go, okay, well, I'm going to move over to somebody else and see what they're doing, and they're reinforcing a wall.
Insertion.
So I move over one more time, and I move back over to the person who's reinforcing a wall again.
ADS left.
It's just like, wow, I'm trying to make this entertaining. Thanks, guys. You're doing a great job.
Use a bomb.
Thankless task.
And it looks like Smoke is going to do a bit of a run out here, but sadly, not really able to get anything. Looks like everybody came over, spawned over in ruins, except for the Ahmed of Twitch, who didn't fully come up there. So he wasn't really in effect. And it looks like Dutch is already over here by Games, and so is Ender. It looks like most of the team is coming around, and Street is the only person who's going to run into any of these guys. And so far, he has no idea anybody is over here. It looks like Ash might come around the corner, or maybe it's going to be IQ. It's Ash and IQ. Sadly, he's not able to get one, but he's able to down. He's able to get both of them. Street with a double kill, and he's going to come around, and maybe he's going to get. There's triple. Runs through, takes down the diffuser. So far, Street has taken out Blitz, Ash, and IQ. It is a 5v2, and he has just got a sliver of health here. I'm sorry, it was the Zofia, not the IQ. It's just the IQ and the Twitch left, and having to try and go through that smoke there. Already one of the toxic babes being brought out to try and hold that defender, or hold that diffuser. It looks like Demon finally is able to stop Street's reign of terror, but it also looks like he gets some damage done to him as well. So now it is a 2v4. We're going to see what happens here, and it looks like Copper and Maddox are both going to be watching over this down towards this hallway to see where diffuser is. It looks like Demon's going to make a shot for it, and he's actually able to get the diffuser. He's not able to get the right shot on it. He gets taken down there from Maddox. And now it is all on the shoulders of Ahmed, trying to see if he can do anything. And there, see if he's able to get the Legion. I don't know if he's able to, but it looks like he's downed the Legion, but he doesn't realize that the Legion is dead. But he uses his Twitch drone to get the kill anyway, so fantastic job on securing the kill. Ahmed doesn't have diffuser. He's going to have to pick it up and see if he can try and do something. One of the smokes comes out now for Maddox, preventing him from being able to do anything, and he's able to pick up the diffuser now. And he gets into a gunfight with Magpie, who's able to take him down, and Game of Drones wins round number 5.
Yeah, I mean, great Roman again from Street. He is performing absolutely fantastically today. He's really on fire. They lined up for him though down 90 Hall, both going down the same line. It's dangerous. I'm sure if they look back on that, they'll regret pushing like that, and then to pick up the blitz as well. Really stop that rush in its tracks, and pretty much won the round for them before the round had really even got started. So again, massive props to Street there. And he's already on double figures.
Well, looks like on the swap here, King Barney is going to go to Trophy and Statuary. We're bringing that Capkin out, ladies and gentlemen. We're also bringing Mute, Frost, Jaeger, and Legion on defense with the Gridlock, Zofia, Thermite, Nomad, Sledge getting swapped off for the Twitch on defense here, but it also looks like on attack, I'm sorry. It looks like we're actually swapping from the IQ over to a Lion. And real quick, I just want to point out, in case you aren't looking at the comments here, I love the comment, when I'm old enough, I want to have babies with Street Rider. That is adorable. Hopefully, you have the equipment to be able to have that wish fulfilled, my man. I'm proud of you. Anyway, here we go on the swap. Let's see what King Barney is able to do on defense here. Hopefully they're able to bring everything back and win the round. But it's hard to tell, but I mean, it has been very back and forth, two teams.
Bomb located by attackers.
Yeah, nicely evenly placed going into the swap. Could be anyone's game.
10 seconds to insertion.
Some real great performances again from certain players on both sides. I think Street's obviously tearing things up, and Ahmed's certainly doing a great job on Barneys. On the Barney team. So yeah, let's see how this swap round goes.
And it doesn't really look like we have anybody roaming downstairs here for King Barney. It looks like everybody is upstairs. But we do have Ahmed and Dutch coming around. It looks like Dutch is going to use that shotgun of Frost, try and open up a rotation. Might potentially sneak up on Ice Cold Killer here, but Ice Cold Killer decides to go the opposite way. And Dutch is just going to move around here. It sounds like one of the track stingers are going to come out from Street Rider here. Sounds like they are going towards the main stairs here, prevent anybody from coming up or coming back around. And it looks like Ahmed's heard some movement here, and he's going to get into a gunfight a little bit. First Lion coming out, is going to hold him in place, and then he moves around, and nope. An air jab is going to go around, and he's going to get droned out. He's going to try and get some shots through. Sadly, he's not able to do anything. He's got a drone on him. He's going to take a little bit of damage. The Nomad does as well. It also looks like the Gridlock's trying to get some shots onto him, but sadly they're not able to take out this Jaeger. They might run out of ammo, and then finally the Jaeger gets taken down from the Nomad of Magpie. But it costs Gridlock a decent amount of life already, and you kind of want those track stingers towards the end of the match, and also those smoke grenades to help with the plant. And then we have another set of track stingers going down towards these stairs here. Make sure nobody can come up that way. We have Ender, who's actually able to take out Magpie to even us back up to 4v4. And so far, there's not really much movement on the other side here. Everybody's just kind of hanging around. It looks like Dutch is all by himself. Going to try and be coming up these stairs and potentially see if he can catch anybody. Potentially the Gridlock as she comes around, because she, as far as she knows, that's going to be safe to go. Looks like she might come around and might get spotted here. So far, no movement or anything. Looks like Ice Cold Killer is going to try and come up behind the Gridlock here to help support. And we've got Copperhead here on the wall, out on the window outside of Astronomy, just looking towards Trapple. And so far, Dutch hasn't really done anything. He's just let Street just kind of walk right in. I guess because he's so low on health, he might actually get away with it. It sounds like Frost is able to come around. Dutch is able to take down Ice Cold Killer, and that's Diffuser down as well. It sounds like a smoke has gone down. And there we go. Street is able to pick up the Diffuser, and then Street gets taken out from the somebody. Demon's able to use the impact grenade to take down Street, and Copperhead's able to take down Trapple, and then Demon's able to take down Maddox, and Demon takes down Copperhead for a triple on the round, and Barney wins round number 6.
Wow.
Everything just kind of out of nowhere just kind of hit up and just happened all at once. I will say this, though. In defense of King Barney, they are spreading out their kills evenly amongst each other. Obviously, doing good teamwork, trying to refrag and help each other out. And so far, the most kills on Game of Drones is Street, sitting up there with 11. And then the next closest one is 5 kills. That's 6 kills behind. So, honestly, you can win games. I've seen it done by somebody carrying immensely well. But you don't want to just give it to them as if it's a 5v1.
I mean, yeah, again, you're completely right. I mean, let's not beat around the bush. Street is certainly carrying the Game of Drones team at the moment. He's, you really feel that if Street wasn't on that team today, we'd see a much more dominant performance from the beloved bastards. Like you say, it's much more spread out between the other team. Demon there coming in with the 3K, really shining in that last round.
Bombs from being defused by
But, let's not forget Ahmed's been great for them as well. So
for sure. And it looks like we're gonna go back to Aviator and Games here. So far, we haven't really seen any of the kitchen, which is actually, or I shouldn't say, we haven't seen the kitchen site yet used at all today, and we haven't even seen living room, which is also another very good site to use. So far, it looks like everybody's just wanting to stay upstairs.
10 seconds left before insertion.
They're the 2 main
5
sites. I
seconds
mean,
left.
that's what we practice on. They're the sites that we normally play when we're playing ranked.
Attackers' objective is to
Comfortable,
locate a bomb and
but it
defuse
would be
it.
great to see some of those off sites if the games allow. It's and also it might throw off the attacking team. Sometimes having to play on a site that you don't normally have to attack, it can be harder attacking it than actually trying to defend
Attackers have
it.
dropped the bomb diffuser. Attackers
Because
have
you just
recovered
don't
their
have a
diffuser.
clear strategy on how you're going to push that. So yeah, let's see how we go. But so far, the standard holds, the meta holds.
Looks like Demon and Ahmed are going to potentially have to trade some bullets here with the Sophia, but it doesn't look like anybody's lost any health here. It looks like we're going to go for a standard Maddox all by himself, going up towards this balcony, and so far everybody else on the team are all downstairs, not really doing much of anything. And there's one Capcan trap getting set off by Magpie there. So there's one that gets hit, and let's see if anybody notices anything else. It looks like Maddox is going to try and come around and see if maybe he can catch anybody, but it doesn't look like anybody is over in this hole. Dutch has just dropped down the hatch, and it looks like Demon has gone over towards Trophy to try and see what he can do. Looks like Magpie and also the Gridlock. And Ice Cold Killer's able to find Dutch there, so there's the Valkyrie off the board. And it looks like Magpie's going to push into Study here, potentially. And so far, it's just a 5v4, nothing too crazy. It looks like Ahmed's going to go down from below, potentially, and maybe see if he can use a C4 to try and take somebody out, potentially, or maybe even come up from behind and see if he can grab anybody. And it looks like another Capcan trap was set off. That's enough to down Magpie. But luckily, he's able to get picked up there, thankfully, for the Sophia. It sounds like Buck's uses. And there's Ahmed using the C4 and actually able to pick up Magpie. Ice Cold Killer using a grenade to take out Trappix. Or Trapple, I'm sorry. And there is the vault wall opened up, so they have a little hole into there. And it looks like Street's going to take out Ahmed, and it's now a 4v2. It is just Ender versus Ender and Demon versus the entire team. It looks like Maddox is going to take down Ender, and it looks like Sophia is going to try and withstand, and she's able to withstand right next to Demon and able to take him down. And Game of Drones wins round number 7. We have 3 more rounds. It has been back and forth and back and forth, almost as if we are using a Newton's cradle today. I feel like this might be a tie.
So it looks like it's going towards that. We don't want ties, though, do we? We want wins.
Exactly. And especially for Game of Thrones. They need a win here so that way they can pick up the 3 points and be able to stay with Mozzie Osborne if they want to be in towards the final. That is definitely something they need. And King Barney, they need this win badly too. So it would be great to see them win. And just as I was saying earlier, I was hoping to see another site, and I get it with kitchen and dining room, I'm sorry. And it looks like we are having Smoke, Mute, Jaeger, Legion, and Rook on defense with Gridlock, Zofia, Thermite, Nomad, and Buck coming out on attack. And it looks like Rook is going to be 6-pick for a Rook. So we're still bringing the thick French boy. And Gridlock gets swapped over for the IQ.
You got your wish. You got the offsite.
I did. I'm very happy about that.
It's again, be really interesting to see how they look to defend this. For me, it's more interesting to see how the attackers cope with the offsite being
Bomb located by attackers.
Site to attack. So how will they try and combat this? Sometimes I say when you get a site with the experience of attacking, it can really stall you out as an attacker. And you waste a lot of time. We've seen that all the way through the game so far.
10 seconds remaining.
The attackers have been pushing very late, and then you get a flurry of kills at the end to finish around. So much so that you can't almost call out all the kills because they're coming so thick and fast. But patient build up, and then
just a flurry of violence, I would say.
Flurry of violence. Good description.
So far, we'll check to see if we have any roamers. And so far, it doesn't look like we have any roamers. I lie. As soon as I say that, Dutch goes right down below to see if he can find anything. It looks like everybody's going to potentially just go upstairs here, see what they can do. And it doesn't look like anybody from Game of Drones is going to be coming upstairs. already have a few people entering from upstairs. Looks like they're going to try and open up the floor to be able to try and do a good hold from upstairs, which isn't a horrible idea. But they need to be able to be careful and also stay upstairs and keep this hold. And it looks like Dutch is going to be coming up from main stairs here, potentially sneak up behind on Game of Drones.
Patient flank. He's got a few rooms to traverse before he gets sight of any of those attacking players.
It looks like he's going to potentially grab somebody here on the stairs. And it looks like it's the Nomad, but luckily he's able to get the kill, but the air jab pushed him back. Luckily, that suppressor was able to help him, so now it's a 5v4. And then Ahmed is able to take down Ice Cold Killer, and that is the buck gone, and both of the grenades, in case he didn't use any, are now all gone. So it's just the IQ, the Zofia, and the Thermite, but everybody on defense is still here. And it looks like Ahmed is going to get taken out by Street, so that is the Legion gone. Hopefully he was able to get a decent amount of those Legions set up before he could do anything. And it looks like they're going to try and drop down here into the main laundry. And I'm not overly certain if Demon knows what's going on, but he hears that somebody's dropped, pulls out the shotgun, and he's able to take down Copper. Now it's a 2v. Looks like Maddox isn't going to try and drop down, but he might get over here and catch Dutch, or Dutch might be able to hear him. No, sadly, Dutch doesn't hear him as he runs on by. Down towards the stairs. It looks like Street's going to try and come down along with him. It looks like Street's going to come in through the laundry here. And then Maddox is going to come through the other side and catch him, but he gets hit. And then it looks like Dutch has finally found Maddox, but he runs out of bullets before he can do anything. And then he gets taken down. It is a 1v4 thanks to Dutch. And then Demon with the shotgun takes down Street. And Barney wins round number 8.
We're heading for this with this tie-up, I think.
That is what it is feeling like. And I mean, just real quick, Street 13-6, still doing a fantastic job, but the rest of his team needs to start stepping up and start doing something to help them win more rounds consistently if they want to walk out with the W on this.
Yeah, absolutely. Street's obviously miles ahead, as we've seen throughout the tournament. He's such a great fragger. As we kind of called earlier, you know, trying to attack an offsite when you're not expecting it can really stall you out. And the defenders did a really great job. I'm going to call out the shotgun play of or the smoke play of Demon in that last round. He was doing a great job behind that shield there, holding the push, and also, you know, with a lineup to upstairs to pick off any peekers through the holes in the floor. So great job.
Defenders protect.
And it looks like we were going to trophy and statuary for this hold. We almost potentially had to Chaka come up on the board, but he gets 6 pick off for the Legion, and also have Capkin back on the board. So who knows? We might have a Capkin win the round for him like it did last time.
I think if I could pick a team of 5 Capcans, I would.
You know, I think that would be the best way to do it, to be fair, if you really want to win a game.
10 seconds to go. 5 seconds to go.
It looks like Demon is going to be hanging out over
Attackers
here
are
in
moving
Vault,
to defuse a bomb.
potentially trying to see if maybe he can catch anybody, but it looks like everybody's going towards the main bedroom, except for the gridlock of Street, potentially. So we'll see how everything shapes up here on this wonderful 9th round. It would help if I could count. And it looks like Dutch is going to be on the roam downstairs, currently in library. And look at him being all pro league with using the iron sights on the MP7, which are pretty great, and they're not too horrible to use. But so far, Demon hasn't really had anybody come over on his side. It looks like everybody's just going to try and move over towards the main bedroom to get the wall. But if you noticed, IQ is over towards library, getting a ping, noticing that somebody is nearby, but it looks like the bandit has already moved away. So far, nobody's really found much of anything, and haven't really gone anywhere. Street and Copper are working down below, trying to see if they can find anything, and there's one of the first track stingers used over here on the main stairs. Demon getting a decent amount of sound cues. If he's listening is the main question, but he's got 2 of Game of Drones right behind him. Let's see if Street's going to be able to... No, he's there. Nope, he decides that he's going to go over to study. But Copper is able to drone out and find the castle. And they also find the Capkin and know that he's in games. He's going to try and come around, and he's going to try and get the IQ who's on the stairs. He's able to down the IQ, but he doesn't finish her off. He throws an impact, finishes her off there. But then he gets refragged thanks to Street on the Gridlock, who then throws out one of the last track stingers. Doesn't have any real way except for punching to try and open up that castle barricade. And it looks like Ice Cold Killer is going to come around here towards A to try and see if he can do anything. It looks like Dutch is potentially going to try and come up behind, but it looks like Maddox is going for a plant. He's already got it down. Nobody's being able to stop this, and it looks like Ice Cold Killer is going to get trampled here. And the Ender's trying to do something, see if he can get some kind of shot, but he doesn't really have a good enough angle. And he's able to take down Ahmed. It looks, or Ender take down Ice Cold Killer. Maddox takes down Ahmed. And they've got plenty of time to try and be able to do this, but it's a 2v3. Looks like Maddox gets flashed by one of his teammates, is not able to see what's going on. Then he gets taken out. Looks like by the Bandit. Bandit's going for the defuse, and I don't know if they know what's going on. Maddox is trying to do some shot, or Magpie is getting some shots, and he's able to kill Dutch and win the round and prevent the defuse as Street was down below. And almost you couldn't even see Dutch as he was hanging out inside of the body of Thermite. We've got round number 10 here, and this is match point, ladies and gentlemen. Regardless of how this round ends up, this is our last round. Hopefully, Game of Drones is able to pull it off and win and be able to stay up with Mozzie Osborne up in the standings. But hopefully, King Barney is able to tie and be able to get some points. I'd love for them to win, but sadly, the only thing they can do right now is tie the game. It looks like we're going to go down to living room and library for our final defense of the day, with Smoke, Jaeger, Mozzie, Legion, and Tachanka being on defense. Gridlock, Habana being swapped off for the IQ, Thermite, Nomad, and Buck on offense. And it looks like Tachanka will be swapped out with Tachanka. So potentially, we might get an LMG mounted and loaded spawn peak from the Lord himself.
You don't often see the Tachanka plays.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
It's a difficult one for me to see. I don't see, there's not much use to the operator at this point in time, but maybe Ender's got some strategy around
the location of a bomb.
around the Lord. I don't want to curse his name in any way, but he's doesn't feature very heavily in ranked games and in the Pro League games you see, just because of the limited
10
mobility and the I'd say poor
5
utility.
seconds left.
But again, maybe there's a strategy around this.
Attackers are moving
Potentially.
to the bomb.
We'll just have to see what happens here. And
Be very interested to see how it plays. It pans out, I think.
so far, just everybody on Game of Drones trying to move towards the building here. And so far, it looks like the only roamer is going to be Dutch on the Mozzie. And it looks like he's going to run all the way downstairs in towards the art storage down there. So we will see what he has up his sleeve. But it looks like everybody already coming in through art and in piano, and it looks like they're going to try and go for the main wall here. Here, let's get down to the floor. Where do I want the wall to show that I want them to get? Potentially grab either this wall or this wall right here that leads into the library. So we will see what happens. Buck's trying to open up part of the wall. It sounds like a track stinger gets used. And it looks like Mozzie is just trying to hang out down here, see if maybe he can pick anybody up. And it sounds like Thermite's going for the wall that I was poking at. But apparently, oh, nope, he was just waiting on it. It looks like Demon's going to pull out the SMG-11. Also, a Toxic Babe's going to come out and try and prevent anybody from coming through. They're going to switch back over to the shotgun. See if maybe he can try and grab anybody. And Dutch is trying to see if he can maybe potentially pick somebody up over here on his roam, but so far hasn't been able to find much of anybody. It's about a minute and a half here so far, not really much going on. Looks like Street's trying to open up the floor from above, and it looks like Dutch is finally able to pick one up. It is Maddox, so that is the thermite gone. At least he was able to use his exothermic charge and get the wall open. It looks like Smoke also lost a little bit of life in that engagement. And Dutch is just roaming around trying to see if he can maybe get an extra pick. So far it looks like they have clear sight into A. It sounds like another set of track stingers are being used by Street here.
Attacker's bomb diffuser has been dropped.
And it looks like they're going to drop diffuser potentially by a wrong button. It looks like they're going to drone out and find a few of them here. And they find Smoke. And it already looks like Ice Cold Killer's going for the defuse here. Street's able to take down Demon. And Ahmed is going to try and come around. But the diffuser's down. So we're going to have to see how they're going to be able to try and retake here. They're going to have to try and take out that drone in front of Ahmed so he can see what's going on. But he's able to put some shots. But Ender's able to take down Street. And so far, there's not really much. It looks like Dutch is going to try to come around. Ice Cold Killer gets Ahmed, and it's a 3v3 now. We're going to have to see exactly what happens here. It looks like Mozzie's going to try and come around, but sadly, he gets taken out by the Nomad. It's a 3v1. It is Lord all by himself, and he gets taken out, and it looks like Game of Drones wins our final game for the day.
Yeah, I mean, I almost feel that they deserve it for picking Tachanka, if I'm honest. You know, some great a couple of rounds there where Game of Drones got the diffuser down in difficult circumstances. That was the difference, I think. They got the diffuse down, held off the defenders, and you know, fantastic performance. And again, you've got to really pick out the 15 kills from Street there, which is phenomenal play by that man who has performed so well during the tournament so far. Probably my star man of the tournament.
He's done
a great game.
Very good job. So, ladies and gentlemen, that was game number 4 on game day number 3. Thank you very much for coming and joining us. It was 6-4 in favor of Game of Drones. I have been Lick, your caster and cameraman, and alongside me has been Two Hands. Thank you very much, everybody, and we hope to see you in the next one.